Welcome back to Library Fashion and Style. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this double bow. Okay, it's a bouncy bow, it's a bouncy crinoline bow, and it is detachable. You can remove or place it depending how you want. It's a very simple tutorial and it's beginner friendly. This is something you would like to learn. Kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Okay. This is going to be a double bow, and I'm going to use this crinoline to make it bouncy. So I've cut out the fabric already so that we can save time. So this is the long one, and this is going to be the one on top, which of course is going to be shorter. So the measurement that you're going to need, you need to consider the crinoline that you're working with. So you need the width measurement. Okay, this is around 7 inches. You just had like half an inch to sew. Okay, so that's why I have 7.5 inches here, and it is on fold, just like this. It's on fold. So now the length that I used for the big one is 24 inches. It's around 24 inches, and then for the short one is around 17 inches thereabout. So what I'm going to do now is and I'm using a Duffy's bridal satin. I'll put it on fold like this and then sew on one side so that I can insert the crinoline. Okay, so I have sewn it. So after sewing it, you just turn it out like this. You don't need to iron it because I want this to be bouncy, so I don't want it to be flat. Just make sure that when you're working with this, you don't make it too rumpled. So now I have turned it out. So now that part where you sew it, you try to centralize it. You can see that I've placed it in the center and it's going to be at the back. This is what we're going to have in front. So I'm going to bring my crinoline now, and then I will just insert it inside like this. And double it if you want, but I'm going to use just this single part. So you make sure that everything is inside. You will see it coming out on this other side, and then you cut the excess that you have. So for the second one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to insert the crinoline and bring it out from the other side, and then you cut the excess as well and keep. So for this I used about 1.5 yards of crinoline. So the amount of crinoline you're going to use depends on how long your fabric is. So now on these two ends, now you can go ahead and weave it so that it can be neat. Okay, you can weave it on the two ends and then you sew it close. Okay, so I've gone ahead to sew it. Just make sure that it is as neat as possible. Okay, you want it to be really neat. I could not weave it now because I don't have my weaving machine here. So this is the big one and this is the small one. So again, you centralize it. Maybe make sure that the sewn part is at the middle, the center point. So I'll just place them on each other, matching the center point together, just like this. And then I'm just going to try to pleat it at that center point. So you can see how I'm pleating it with my hand. Okay, so when you place it, you arrange it well, just like this. You can see how bouncy. If you touch this, you will feel how bouncy it is because of the crinoline. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. So I'm going to hold it down, but before then I want it to have like a tie at the hem. So for the tie part, I have cut out the fabric that I'm going to use for this. Okay, the back fabric measures around, the length is around 28 inches, and then the width on fold is about 3 inches. So on the hem like this of both sides, I just cut it, I slanted it just like our rope is normally. So I'll take it to the sewing machine now and put it on fold and sew so that I can turn it out. Okay, so this is the rope now. I reduced it a bit because it was so wide. So the measurement that I have now is around 2 inches thereabout. So what you just need to do is to bring your bow together just like I explained, excuse me, and I'm going to pleat like this. So after pleating, I'm going to arrange well. Okay, so you can see that it's not centralized. Make sure that it's centralized. So I just want to explain what I'm going to do. So on the other hand, that's the one that is going to be facing down. I'm going to place the rope like this. Make sure that your rope is centralized as well. So let's do this again. To know the center, you can fold the bow like this. Once they meet on the edge, you will be sure that this is the center of your bow. So once you know your center, you do the same thing for the second smaller one. You put it on fold, and when you know the center here as well, you match them together. Okay, so now after matching it together, I'm going to pleat. So you hold it well. After pleating it, then I'm going to centralize this as well. So the center point, I'm going to place it under just like this, and you hold it with your finger. So this is what you have. So I have made this rope to tie everything together here. So this rope is what I'm going to use to cover it, so that it can cover this rumpled part for me. So I just place it over it like this, still holding it firm, and then you can sew it. But I'm going to tie mine. You can sew it as close as you can, or you can just tie it neatly. Make sure that everything sits perfectly. So I'm just holding this with my hand, and this is what it looks like now. You can see the double bow, the tie that we have here, and this. So for this, you can place a brooch at this center, or you can use a lace instead. If you want this part to be just beautify it anyhow you want, you can also put trimmings on this center part. So I'll do this now. So I have done this now and have tied it. This is what it looks like in front, this is the back, and this is the rope that I used to tie. So what I'm going to do now is to make sure to conceal this rope as much as possible, so you can tuck them in each other and then take it to your sewing machine, or you can just fold like this and sew. Just make sure that you make it neat. So now this is going to be a detachable rope, sorry, the detachable bow, and I am attaching it to this baby dress that I already made. Okay, so this is the dress that I'm going to be attaching this bouncy double bow to, the back of the dress basically. So this is what I have here. So now this bow is going to be around here. So there are several ways you can actually attach it. You can see that it makes the dress obviously more beautiful. So there are several ways you can actually attach this. I'm going to be using metal snap buttons for mine. So these are the snap button, it's like safety pin. So I'm going to attach this with my grommet machine. So what I'm going to do is on the dress, okay, you first mark where you want to place it. It's going to be on 2 points, on this side and on this side. So to the dress, you're going to attach one side like this on the two sides of the dress, and then to the bow, I'm going to attach the pin, which is this one. I'm going to be pinning it on the two sides, so that after zipping the dress up, you can easily attach it. Okay, so like I said, I will make a tutorial on how you can attach this to your dress to make this easier to work with. So now I'll go ahead and fix this to the dress and bring it back to show us what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the bow looks like after attaching it to the dress, and like I said, it is detachable, so you can remove it. You can see I used this metal snap for it, and the tutorial is already uploaded as well. So that was what I used to attach it. So you can remove it completely, and you can also fix it if you want. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.